Hi, it's Charlize with Lisa's Business Enterprise. I'm going to be talking about reasons you may not get hired or reasons you don't go through the entire interview process. I want you to be prepared, and I'm going to tell you about some reasons when I was a recruiter and when I was recruiting coordinator, we got feedback from the hiring managers, and I discussed this in my interview skills prep e-learning workshop. I will be going over 5 reasons and how you can avoid this pitfall. So I'm gonna give you 5 issues and I'm gonna give you 5 solutions so you can be well prepared on your interview. Number one is the inability to explain your experience and how you are qualified. This was the top reason when I was a recruiter. When I was a recruiter or I was a recruiting coordinator and we got feedback, they could not explain in detail. And I'll give you an example. The same example I do on my e-learning workshop is, say, for instance, you're a cook and they ask you, what do you do? You know, what's your job? What's your day looks like and everything. You was like, I cook and I prepare, I put salad on a plate and to prepare for the main course. They want to know your process. They want to know how you thinking and how you're going through the process and the behavior aspect and everything. How you can overcome the inability to explain your experience and how you're qualified is practicing. I would say practice or mock interview with your friend, your family member, and stuff like that, and just explain. Just go over just explaining your role, explaining what you're doing, explaining. Try to do it in detail, or try to do it under 2 minutes or something like that of what you've done, and clearly just go through the steps from day when I come in. So for instance, like me, when I come in, when I clock in at work, I check my emails because then I need to sort out what's most important and to work on that first, and then go out any requisitions that I had open and see the applicants, go through the applicants, make my schedule to start scheduling interviews, doing the interviews that I had for the day because I kind of leave them midday to midday before lunch and a little bit after lunch because normally people like to interview during their lunchtime if they're still working. And I also at the end of the day I wrap up and pull reports and anything that gives to my immediate boss, my HR director. Okay. Number two is you don't know the background information on the company. And this seems so really so basic. I would say do your research. Do your research because this is a real basic question. And it's an easy fix that you can research the company nowadays. Most companies have websites. All you have to do is go to their website, go to the About section, or Google them or something like that and see what accolades they have, see what awards or what was newsworthy because you might find out something bad happened to them or whatever. But the thing you have to do is do your research. The third thing is lack of enthusiasm or no confidence. You should be enthusiastic about getting an interview because you got the opportunity to the interview and think about how many people may have applied and they picked you because I know in the Dallas Fort Worth area, especially when I was a recruiter, we used to get so many applications that we have to shut off um, the requisition because we had too many. So even to get in, I would say sometimes managers be like, just give me the top 10, and even out of that top 10, they probably gonna put 3 or 4. So just have that, bring that positive energy that you're happy about the job. And I always say smile. Smile when you're talking to them and stuff like that because you want to show that you're enthusiastic about getting not too overly enthusiastic, but be happy at that point. You got the job or whatever. It's a job that you applied to. Number three is showing interest in another position that was available, another position that you applied to. So if you was applied to being a bookkeeper, um, if you applied to a bookkeeper, you applied to a recruiter, you applied to accountant, you applied to AR, but they called you to interview for bookkeeping. Unless they tell you you're interviewing for all those positions, I would say don't ask about the other positions up front, or the whole conversation, you keep going back to it. And one thing, when I was a recruiter, I do remember that it was a lady. She had applied to other positions, but we were only interviewing her for the one position. But she kept talking about the other positions and things like that. She kept talking about the other ones, and I had to keep bringing her back to, like, hey, no, we're talking about this one. So, and she was the main one to come back like, oh, did I get a job? You were talking so much about the other positions, we didn't think you were interested in this one. So we didn't move forward with you. So be careful. I would say you probably could ask them at the end about it or something, but still, I would say just stick to that one position that you're interviewing for. And the last one is negativity when answering questions, especially about your previous employer. I don't care how bad or toxic your last job was, don't bash, and try not to bring negativity to you. If depends on how you're talking, just come in there with, bring all that positive energy with you. But I will say, complaining about a former employer can make you appear like unprofessional, and it can make you appear that you're unable to handle difficult situations. And also, it can raise concerns about how you might behave in a new role. So, what you want to do to combat that is focus on the skills you had developed, projects that you accomplished, and positive aspects of your previous roles. Do that, because what is an interview about? It's about you being a good fit for them, and it's talking about your knowledge, your skills, and your abilities. For my services, my e learning, and my digital downloads, go to my website. Until next time.